He has waited 74 long years for this very moment. King Charles has his coronation all planned. It is supposedly costing about $185 million. He's got it all planned, though, down to the detail. Well known among his close circle to be a complete perfectionist, insiders claim that he is stressed to the max about aspects that he simply cannot control ahead of this historic accession, and they're worried that it is taking quite a toll on his health. A source reports for the first time in his life, Charles is starting to really feel his age. His mother always insisted it was of the utmost importance to listen to his doctors and to rest whenever he could. His diary is simply packed with rehearsals and garden parties and gala dinners ahead of the May 6th coronation, and courtiers are growing increasingly concerned that the king has bitten off more than he can chew. And they're worried that the chaotic events of the past 7 months since Her Late Majesty the Queen passed away might take its toll at the most inconvenient time. From Prince Harry's public rampages to Prince Andrew bringing the family into disrepute, along with the ongoing debate over whether such an ostentatious coronation is appropriate in light of Britain's economic crisis, the king's stressors in the lead-up have been unlike anything imagined. A close insider confides that the monarch is hiding his worst struggle of all. With everything going on, it's easy to forget he is still mourning the loss of his mother. While the world has mostly moved on, for Charles it's not even been a year since she died, says a source. And it's not like she was only his mother, she was also his mentor and his confidant, the solution to all of his troubles. He hasn't really had the time to digest her absence from his life, and he's trying to just get on with things while surviving milestones like her birthday, which was only last week. With preparations for the king's big day underway, we understand that his health is being closely monitored by palace doctors, as well as his wife, of course, Camilla. The source says he's under strict orders to rest every moment he can, and with Camilla's backing, his medical team is not taking any risks. The source also reveals that they want him to slow down, to exercise well, to take some days off, and to get a lot more sleep. Charles has a long ceremony to make it through in just a couple of weeks, and never has the saying, heavy is the head that wears the crown, been more accurate. So, Charles, maybe you need to consider taking back Harry's coronation invitation. Over the last 2 weeks, we have heard lie after lie after lie, and I'm afraid the destruction is not going to stop until before, during, and after the coronation. It's important to ban both Meghan and Harry from any state or family affair. He's got to just press the delete button on the toxic duo. We understand that Charles sees Harry as his wayward son, but still, he's a drug addict, he's insane, and loose lips do sink ships. He is not to be trusted. He brings up his late mother way too often. He brought up William's court case, saying that he secretly closed some kind of deal. Harry is telling lies in court, and even the judge has called him a liar, basically. The two of them are just spiteful people. They'll do anything to get what they want. So I wish the king would just take away their stupid titles and the titles of the fake children too. Not one of the four of them did anything. None of them have worked on behalf of the royal family. It's important that the king can call their bluff and even more, bring them down to their knees and allow them to kiss the floor, shame them, blame them, and call them out for all of their ugly lies. I think it's important that the bullying report is released too. We already know that Harry has some severe mental health difficulties, and this is the king's day. Harry is not necessary. Harry is not the future of the monarchy. He's in the past. It's important to move forward, remove the enemy, remove the two of them because they're toxic parasites. Internet is calling for the removal of Harry right now. See, if you've got one foot stuck in the past and one foot in the future, you're wasting today. The royal family does have the means to bring them down for good, and I don't understand why they're not doing that. If Prince William did not give Harry permission to release that information, then why doesn't he file a suit against him? He should. I'm afraid, though, nothing is going to happen before the coronation. I understand the king and the rest of the family don't want anything to distract from the proceedings, and I do understand if they did all that now, that would cause mass hysteria in the media. Harry and Meghan and their idiotic sugar squad would have an absolute field day, and unfortunately that would overshadow the coronation because the consequences and the actions would create a whole lot of issues. In my opinion, all this action should have been done months ago. Let's ignore the fact that the king needs the permission and intervention of Parliament to take away the titles. He's the king. I'm sure that he could have pulled some strings to make this happen a lot more quickly. But he didn't want to. He wanted to hold on to the belief that his darling little boy would never go there. But he did go there, many, many times over, in fact, and he keeps on doing it. He has insulted Camilla, he's insulted William and Catherine, and he is not going to stop. So now, if you ask me, the king and his people have no choice but to wait until after the coronation. If nothing real happens after that point, the king is going to have a lot coming to him, and none of it's good. The public is angry, and they're not just going to sit there and take it for much longer. The calls for the abolition of the monarchy are only going to get worse, and negative feelings towards the king and queen will escalate. Royal expert Ms. Angela Levin has weighed in on this issue, saying the king could not do anything in the aftermath of the queen's death or in the run up to the coronation. She said, I feel sure he will deal with the Harkles when the time is right. If the rumors of separation are true, the truth about the kids will emerge during divorce proceedings. If a lot of mud is thrown, the bullying investigation results could make an appearance as unreasonable behavior, too. As we all know, she is just itching to expose the person who was racist about Archie Fishel. I think it would blow Harry and Meghan's entire scheme if that person came out before they did. We all know there is no racist in that family, except for, of course, Harry and Meghan. And considering that they love publicity of any kind, it's bizarre that they're never seen out and about with their parents. They don't carry them out to a visit to town. They're not seen hopping in or out of the car as they're driving away. In fact, those invisible children are never seen by anyone. This is not normal. And if you want proof of the children, well, you know what? Look at William and Catherine's children. There are hundreds or thousands of photos taken of them, with and without the parents, so it's clear they exist. The fact is, Harry needs to realize that his brother was destined to be king, and he needed a lot of help getting to where he is now from his father and his grandmother. People all around the world see this invitation as a complete disaster. Is Charles so blind that he doesn't realize that once Harry comes back to the US, he's going to start with another book, the accusations are going to continue, all the spiteful crap is just going to explode from his mouth? And I believe Meghan and Harry realize this might be their last hurrah. I mean, he may show up for his father's funeral when the time comes, but I highly doubt he's even going to be invited to attend his brother's coronation. It is time for the king to step up and do what has to be done. And you, what do you think about Harry and Meghan? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments section. If you think my video is helpful, don't be afraid to like and share it with your friends and family members who would enjoy it too. And don't forget to subscribe.